You hear what I said? Do you hear what I said? Hey, pal, your excuses are your own.
A champion from the West. A legend of the East. A competition that went too far.
There's been too much violence, too much pain.
Now, to survive, you must destroy. For honor.
Let us gingerly touch our tips.
For love.
It will be nice. I think you will love it.
For justice.
The law's on my side.
The power of a warrior.
JD.
The heart of a champion.
Thunder.
He likes the way I talk, and I like the way he talks.
This is Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes. Stack of Dimes.
Stack of Dimes. We are the podcast. It's like a hot dog burp. It's kind of enjoyable, but you really just wish it would just go away. But it doesn't. It just sticks around forever. Yeah, and that's us. We just keep sticking around.
Absolutely. We are like a hot dog burp. I mean, dude, that stuff will blindside you too. I mean, you'll forget about it, and then you'll do it, and then you'll go,
yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God.
And after you first eat the hot dog, you're like, that was a good hot dog. I remember I ate that. And then like 2 hours later, you're like, kill me. Just get this over with. I can't do it anymore. Like, are other people, and then you're like, how much are other people getting of this?
Yes.
Are they just not saying anything?
But then I also think too, it's like, well, this is so consistent every time I burp. It's this. Is this also just leaking into, is it like leaching out of my body, or
it's the nitrates working their way through your. Yeah, the nitrates are like fantastic voyage through your system, like leaking out your pores.
Yeah, it's a bad. Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. We went to I think it was the U.S. women's soccer game at Lumen, and sometimes when they have these like events there that aren't like regular football, like Seahawks or something, or even the Sounders, they only have certain things open. There's not a whole lot of stuff open.
We had Sounders tickets, or we had Rain tickets for a while, and it's very limited concessions. Yeah. Yep.
And so I was like, I was coming from work, coming in hot, meeting Anita there, and I said, I'll just get a dog. And I just got one of the dogs that they have at the park there. It was flavorless. I mean, it was. Anita had a bite.
Oh, really?
Anita had a bite, and we're like, there's no flavor to this. And it was a Seattle dog. They do a Seattle dog there. So it did have cream cheese.
I literally had one at the Mariners game on Monday. I had a Seattle dog.
They had cream cheese. They had onions on it. The only thing you could taste was the onions. And I was just like, how can a hot dog be bland? Like, by design, those things are made to just be like salt blasts. And so then I don't know, like, is this Hempler bullshit? Like, this is some sort of or do they just boil it to death where the flavor just goes away? I've never had a hot dog like this before.
Weird. The one I had, I would say the one I had on Monday was fine. It was a goddamn mess. It was too big. And I went the one we got at the game a little bit early. So when I hit I was going to get chicken strips or something, but then I happened to be in line to get something to drink, and then they had Seattle dogs. I was like, fuck it, I'll get a Seattle dog.
Was this
and then
just
we were there?
The normal concession, or like it
was at like the one where you can get like a cheddar brat or a Seattle dog.
I think that is a Hempler. I think that's a Hempler.
I think
as well.
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. My problem was, two problems. One, the game the stadium hadn't filled out quite yet. We got there a little bit early. And when I went to hit the mustard and ketchup, I didn't realize, like, normally when I hit those things, it's like the fifth inning or something, right? And they're mostly empty and you just have to, like, pound. Yes, you have to jackhammer that thing like you're a goddamn oil worker in Texas or something. But this, I hit it, just mustard everywhere, just coated the fucking thing. And I don't know how I came out unscathed from eating this hot dog, because I just had mustard all over my face and hands, and I didn't get it on my clothes, which was amazing. That was the one problem. The other problem is, like, it wasn't very hot. It was like the game just started. They just cooked these things. Like, it was like, why is this thing like room temp?
Everything is that way at those games, I swear. Unless you go and get like a cheesesteak, we'll talk about a mess. But you go and get that like Uncle Larry's cheesesteaks.
I've never done that cheesesteak thing. No.
They're cooking it right
my
there.
My kid had the Ballard Pizza Co. cheese pizza, and she said it was the best pizza she's ever had. I was like, well, there you go.
I gotta give it to her. She's not wrong. Like especially if you get it, and that you can get pretty hot because they're churning through those. It's pretty damn good, man. She's
I know. I definitely felt out ordered. It was like my 9-year-old just out ordered me. God damn it! Actually, I really wanted chicken strips. They have a pretty good Cluxon fries place there out in the near the J Rod zone.
Really? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Because then then you got just the regular chicken strips that are getting at a concession stand, which are always
those ones
garbage.
aren't good.
Then you've got Kid Valley, who's serving up their own.
Yeah, Kid Valley's never been good.
No.
Let's be honest.
No.
Yeah. Here's my go-tos at the ballpark, and this will segue into a story. My go-tos is marination because they have a pulled pork sandwich with marination, which is fantastic. Those chicken strips in the outfield. And then usually like some sort of Seattle, or just maybe even just like the cheapest like Mariners dog.
Yeah, the family value dog. Yeah,
anymore.
The value dog. Yeah.
And it's part of it just sort of the nostalgia of being at a ball game and eating a shitty hot dog. It's like, this is perfect. I don't need an expensive like hoity-toity whatever, something like, because there's all kinds of, for people who don't live in Seattle, the T-Mobile Park is known for like, it's got some, you can spend a lot of money on food there if you want. They have some really, I think my theory is the team was so bad for so long. The only way to get people into the stadium was to actually have like really good food. Yeah. And they do. You can get sushi and like, Amanda got some like a Asian curry thing. Yeah,
They would always do unique stuff too as part of the draw. Yeah, you're right. So I'm pretty sure that's what they were doing when we were so bad. It was like, let's offer these unique things to this ballpark, and it's become there's like a ton of crap that you go like, oh, maybe I should try that thing because it's a unique thing. But when you do
what's the pizza place that you went to that is like known, not Ballard Pizza Co., but the other pizza one that,
the Detroit style pizza that was,
that people like wait in line for, that they happen to have at the ballpark. But if you're not at the ballpark, you have to go wait in line in like West Seattle.
They used to have it like, right? You had to order it a month out or some shit. What is Moto Pizza? I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
it's all right. I wouldn't. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like all of that shit. Like all of that shit where people are like, oh my God, it's the best thing on earth. You got to go and get it. Then it's never. It's always like,
you're right. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Anyhow.
We can get backed up by the good. So I went to, last year I just I was like unemployed for a little bit and then before that, I was working at a location that was like right next to the stadium. So I ended up going to I think 10 games. It might have been 9, but a lot of games last year. And so this year I was like, I've never been to opening day. I want to do that. Like that, just never been to an opening day game. And another guy, Nate, and I, he had bought tickets on a whim. He's like, he had a gut feeling at the end of last season. He's like, I think this is the game where Cal is going to hit the 60th. I think this is going to be a big game. Do you want to go? And I was like, sure. And sure enough, he ended up hitting 2 home runs in that game. And we saw him hit his 60th home run, which is pretty cool. So this year I was like, well, go. I'll buy tickets to opening day. And we'll go to that. So we go. It's packed. I've never been to something like that before. It's packed and everybody's just all swagged up with all their Mariners gear. Mm-hmm. And we get in our seats and they're playing Cleveland. And there's these 2 old guys in front of us. So it's kind of a 2-part story. You've got 2 story themes going on here, so you have to follow the timelines here. There's these 2 old guys in front of us, and one of the guys, they're both wearing Cleveland gear, and one of the guys is just like, they're probably in their 80s or something, 70s or 80s. One of them's just like nearly blackout drunk before the game is even started.
In his 80s, blackout drunk.
He's so wasted. He turns around, hey man, I'm sorry you're sitting behind us. He's like, this is my brother. He flew in from Cleveland. We're at the he was just so happy. He's like, I'll tell you. So he just keeps saying that over and over, enough to that my seatmate, some stranger guy I don't know, he goes, hey, did you hear that guy's brother's in from Cleveland? I was like, yeah, I did hear that 4 or 5 times. So that's happening. He said about our stadium, he's like, I've been here a couple times before. I've been to stadiums all over. This is the best stadium in baseball. You guys have the best stadium here in baseball. I was like, like, oh, okay. Like, and he was talking about the food and stuff, which what we were talking about. But which was what was crazy is that he before the game he's like, hey, if we hit a home run, if Cleveland hits a home run, I'll buy you a beer. I'm like, okay, buddy. And literally, like as I'm finishing that sentence, Cleveland hits like a leadoff home run in the first inning, and he ends up buying a beer for like 30 people in the section. I don't know. He's just bought tons because he's drunk. He just bought a ton of beers. At some point in the game, he just like disappeared. Meanwhile, like 2 or 3 rows in front of us, like at the beginning of the game, it's the first game of the season, everybody's standing up and they're watching like the whole, like, they're doing the AL West award, drop the pennant from last season, AL West champs. They're doing like, Cal's 60th. They're doing just a bunch of like fireworks and celebratory stuff. And they're announcing the players are running in. So everybody's on their feet, clapping, cheering. And then the game starts and everybody in our section sits down except for like one guy. He's just standing. And he looks like if you could, the human equivalent of Dilbert. He looks exactly like Dilbert. I can't emphasize that enough. He's got a weird little bald spot. He's got the little glasses. He's got like a tech worker sort of like little pooch belly, right? He's wearing like he's wearing like a Mariners polo, but it's like the worst Mariners polo it's just like a dorky Mariners polo. He's probably in his mid-30s or something. Maybe a little younger, maybe young 30s, but he looks like Dilbert. And so he won't sit down, and the people behind him are like, hey man, sit down. And it starts growing in the crowd, and the people are like, hey, sit down. And finally people are just yelling like, sit the fuck down, you idiot. And he will not turn and look. He's just staring straight ahead with like his arms crossed, and he's just watching the game standing, and everybody's just yelling at him. And just like screaming, like just like the whole section's going. I start yelling, sit down, Dilbert, as long as I could, to try to get the Dilbert thing to trend, but it didn't work out for me. It didn't work out. People didn't get where I was going for, which that was disappointing for me.
Yeah, I bet it was.
And so finally, like the usher comes down and grabs him. This guy's standing and like has him walk up. They're going to go talk at the top of the stairs, and everybody cheers. They're like, see, goodbye, fucker. Like people are just like, people are done with this guy. We're maybe in the second inning here.
So can I ask, was he was clearly doing it on purpose? Like,
it's so hard to tell. The woman behind him was like, I could kind of hear her 2 rows ahead. She's like, are you like rage baiting us? Like what's happening? And the guy
said that
directly, he wouldn't acknowledge them. He was just standing.
Did he have earbuds in? Was he listening to the game and then
no? He was just being like a prick. It was crazy. And the guy directly behind him is like an older, not maybe, I don't know. We're all old now. Maybe 50s or 60s guy was getting super fucking frustrated because he's directly behind this guy. It's opening day. Everybody's having a good time. And this guy is like, standing in front of him, right? So he leaves maybe the second or third inning, and then he comes back like in the 5th inning, somewhere around in there. I don't know. It's getting a little blurry at this point for me. And everybody's like, oh, fuck this guy. Like everybody's yelling. They're like, oh, fuck, God, sit down. And he comes back and he continues to stand.
No.
Yes. And he's doing the same
back?
thing again.
What's going on here? Does his knees? He can't bend his knees?
He won't say anything. And people are getting really pissed. And like,
he got hemorrhoids? He doesn't have a donut to sit on? What's going on?
The usher comes down. I think the people behind him like grab the usher, and the usher comes down like it's his seat. I can't force him to sit. Like he can, he can do whatever he wants. And they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like this is crazy." And so everybody's yelling at him. The guy behind him is like really barking at him now. This older gentleman who's like getting upset is really barking at him, and Dilbert turns around and he's got his phone in his hand and he has this, the way to put it is he has like a shit-eating grin on his face. He looks like Dennis the Menace or something, like he's about to do something naughty. Like, I'm going to do something naughty. And he takes his phone and like shoves it in the old guy's face and like taking a picture of him or something. And the older guy just like grabs the phone and like pushes it towards the Dilbert's chest. He doesn't like push Dilbert. He just like grabs the phone.
Like, get this out of my face. Pushing it out of his face.
Yeah, get it out of my face. Like, yeah, what you would do with like paparazzi or something. And then Usher comes down immediately. He's like, you can't push people. You can't push people. And everybody in the section's like, he didn't fucking do it. Like that guy is like, like everybody's like,
my God.
and they're not saying Dilbert, but so I'll say Dilbert just for the clarity of the story. Like that Dilbert guy did it. He started it. This guy didn't do it. And so they pull Dilbert off, and they take Dilbert back up to the top of the stairs again, and everything's normal. My seatmate comes down. He's like, oh yeah, they're talking to Dilbert at the top of the stairs. And like all the ushers are like apologizing and asking what they can do to make his game more enjoyable. And
my God.
Yeah, like he's the victim in this. And it was like, we're just like, oh my God. Meanwhile, Nate sitting next to me is getting so angry. He's like, somebody needs to curb stomp that guy. It's like, yes, he does. So that kind of happens. It goes away. And then like a few, I don't know, like towards the end of the game, like 7th or 8th inning, a few later, police officers come down and they start talking to the old guy who had his like picture taken and the whole incident, and the cops talk to him, and there's an usher down there and they're talking, and I don't think the old guy went away, but the cops leave or whatever, and then another seatmate a couple of seats down to go, oh yeah, the guy who was standing was pressing charges for assault. That's why the cops came down. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, was this guy's plan the whole time?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah, to like go and like basically like troll people until like someone like punches him or gets in a fight. It's like, this is crazy. It was wild, dude. It was like between that and the drunk guy in front of me repeating the same thing over and over and buying people free beers, it was like, this is the most bizarre game experience I've ever had. Most time you go to a Mariners game, it's like, at some point it ends up being boring. You're planning what food to eat. You're eating peanuts and throwing shells around, whatever. This was like just wild. The whole thing was just like a soap opera unfolding.
Well, and not to mention, like usually when I go, it's typically a ways into the season. So some of those games, you can just look and there's just so many seats available that no one's sitting in. It's all
empty.
It's empty. It's kind of low key. So even to have something like that happen at kind of just a normal not opening day game where everyone's just packed in there.
The game I went to Monday, like the entire row was empty.
Yeah.
And we had good seats too. We were like row 27 or something on the first baseline. And it's like, I could have sat in row 13 if I wanted to. Like I could have just moved.
Right.
It wasn't that full. It was a Monday night game. So, but yeah, this was, I have never, it was something out of a movie, like where you just like, I felt what Nate was saying. It was like, you just wanted to see that guy suffer.
Yeah.
The guy, Dilbert, you just wanted to see him suffer. He was being such a prick. It's like, why would you go? What kind of personality goes just with the intent of like, I'm just going to ruin everybody's day on this really fun opening day?
Well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head similar to that, but in the theme of garbage humans, just human beings in general being just fucking garbage like they are. So, every now and then I'll go for a run or a jog or whatever. And I usually go down here. I don't know what the park is called. What is it? It's like Sculptor Park.
Sculpture Park. Yeah.
But it's, there's I don't know what the actual name of the park is. It Marymore? I don't know what it is. It's right down in the water, right?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
And they've done a bunch of renovations on it. Like they're currently, I think they're putting in like new landscaping, so it's very fenced off. There's only one path now, and all the bikes, runners, walkers are all sharing this one path until the rest of the park gets opened back up. And I don't know when that's going to be, but whatever. So I know what I'm in for when I go down there. It's going to be a lot of bikes whizzing by you. There's going to be a lot of annoying people who are, hey, I'm here with 3 of my friends. We're going to walk the entire side by side.
Width of the thing.
Yeah.
And stop and take selfies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a couple in front of me, a ways in front of me, walking side by side. And I'm like, well, whatever. I'll just run around them or whatever. And there's enough traffic where I'm saying, like, you kind of got to pick once you get up there, you kind of got to pick because there's bikes going. So I get up there and I start to pass. And as I'm right behind him, I would guess it's the dude just lets out the biggest fucking fart you've ever heard. Right? In like, they're walking, by the way. They're not running. They're walking. Right. So I get right up there, and I'm like keeping it as close as I can, watching for traffic. As soon as I start to go out, it's like, and then as I run by, they both start laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of shaking my head. Like, I don't really look back. I'm just shaking my head like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
Yeah.
And then they're laughing because they see me shaking their head. And then I kind of was getting pissed, like, because I thought they would be like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. We didn't know you were back there," or "I'm sorry that was nothing." Do they? So I turn around and start like running backwards, looking at him like, "Come on, right?" And the dude is like so oblivious. He's like looking up at a plane or a cloud. I don't know what he's doing, right? And so I'm giving him the double birds. I just fuck it. And the woman's walking, looking at me, and her mouth is open like, "Oh my God." And he's just looking off. He doesn't even see me. And she's not getting his attention. And I just finally go, "Hey, dumb fuck. You, dumb fuck." And he looks at me. I go, "This is for you." And then he like looks at me like, "Oh." And then I just turn around and run off. But I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? Christ.
Sounds like a good out. You had a good out.
Yeah. I mean, and do you know how good that felt? To do that to that guy? It's terrible. Nina's like, "You did not do that." I was like, what the fuck? Why not? Like, what? I just...
Maybe he has a medical issue. He couldn't control it.
And I guess, when it's a medical issue that he laughs about, I guess.
I'm glad he's found a soulmate
joy.
that can enjoy that with him, that they just enjoy it together.
But I mean,
if I did that walking with my old lady, I don't know about you, but if I did that, she'd be like that. She would be like, gross. Like even the
what
girls
are you
would be
doing?
like, gross.
Yeah,
it's
what
gross.
are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
look, I've had problems. I eat garbage food. I have problems, and so from time to time,
all of us have been known to crop dust, but there's a subtlety to it.
But also I would be
there's grace
if
in
I'm
the art
walking
form.
with Anita and that sort of situation. I would stop walking and hang back, and she would turn around like, "What are you doing?" I was like, and I would be like, "I'm just gonna hang back here for a minute. I'm gonna check out this flower. Look, it's rhododendron over here." And then that's my way of doing. Then she'll roll her eyes and go like, "Oh Jesus." And then
I've probably told this story on the podcast
and I'll
before,
look around to make sure that no one's around before I do something like that. So, anyways, go ahead.
No, I probably told this story on the podcast before, but one of the games I went to last year, like I didn't do it on Monday, but one of the things that I do love at the stadium in terms of food they have is Mr. Softy, the soft serve ice cream.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started. That is so good, man. And that's been something on the East Coast for a while, and we're just getting it now, dude. It is so good.
Hot tip. Don't drink like 4 IPAs and then get a giant bowl of Mr. Softy, because you will be just literally reaping what you sow for like the next 6 hours after that game. And I went with some coworkers, and one of the guys, he texts me later. He goes, he was like at Costco with his kids. He's like, "I made my kids walk way ahead of me." He's like, "You don't want to be back here. It's too dangerous." Just crop dusting everywhere. No one should have that much beer and dairy. Like, there should be a warning.
What does that do? What chemical reaction in your stomach is that doing?
Just nothing but just gas.
It's
just bubble guts.
It's like when you do that volcano shit in high school or elementary school. It's like baking soda.
What do they call? They call that something toothpaste, like the unicorn toothpaste. Where that experiment that shoots the foam up or whatever.
Oh my God, man! That's what you're
Devil's toothpaste or something.
That's what you're creating in your stomach with that.
Oh my God, it was definitely not a. That's why I didn't drink that much on Monday. I had like a couple beers, but even then I was like, I don't know if I want to fuck with that ice cream. Maybe I'll come here and just not have beer. And you have to choose.
Right.
It's mutually exclusive. You can't do both. Don't mix them. Yeah.
It's like one of those shot drinks back to like a cement mixer.
Oh, totally.
It's like a chemical reaction.
That probably really is what it is. If you think
probably.
about it. Because it's like dairy and alcohol.
It's like curdling in your stomach.
Anyways, so
gross, man.
When we go to a game together, I'll remind you. Be careful. Make wise choices.
Thank you. And then I will proceed not to. So I think, and again, all this show is stories that we've told on this show before, but the good news is this show's been on so long, chances are
it's the hot dog burp that keeps on giving. Yeah.
And this one I think I already told on the cruise show that me and Roden did. Maybe I did. I don't know. I've told it to so many people, but I know I haven't talked to you about it. So over in Japan, they had a lot of dormant, like American brands. So there was a Sizzler, there was a Shakey's Pizza over there.
Oh, wow.
There was, and then the other thing that was everywhere were Tully's. So.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And one of the days, I can't remember what we were doing in a hurry, and there was nothing around. So, like, Tully's obviously has coffee, but their big thing is for lunch, I guess, is Italian pasta dishes.
Oh.
So they have
Italian coffee, Italian pasta.
I guess,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of them is like, it was like a chicken carbonara, bacon carbonara, I don't know, ham carbonara or something. They only had like 3.
Yeah.
They had 2 pasta options and a chili dog.
Oh boy.
It was a cheese chili dog and then the 2 pastas. We went with the pasta. We're like, I just gotta eat something really quickly. And the pasta was fine. It was whatever, right?
Yeah.
But a businessman comes in, sits down directly across from me with a chili dog in one hand and an iced coffee in the other.
Ooh.
And a dude puts the hurt on this chili dog. He's got chili everywhere, and he's just chasing it down with an iced coffee. I was just thought, what is that going to do to you, sir? What is happening later on?
That's like the food equivalent of, like, remember in Kickboxer where he hits him repeatedly with like the bamboo in the torso?
Uh-huh.
Like just to toughen
no, I don't
him up.
remember that
That's
part.
that's what that
You
guy's
sure
doing.
that was in that movie? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the food equivalent of that. I feel like it was what that guy was doing.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel like self-flagellation today.
But he's like in
gonna,
his suit. He's got his briefcase with him. He walks in. I get a chili dog. Why not?
He's doing business.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Yeah. That is. And it was like noon. It's like 1 p.m. or something.
He wants to call in sick for the rest of the day or
right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't I think at this point on a daily basis, if you're out with humanity, the amount of assholes and dickheads that you come across anymore, it's not even memorable for me anymore.
Is it like that? It's I know it's easy to blame the internet for everything, but that situation. Some of this stuff does feel like the crossover into the real world of trolling. Like they're like, oh, I'm just going to do this. There's no consequences. I can just do this. And it's like, what happened? What happened to us as a society? Like,
I don't know.
It goes all the way to like the open air drug dens and stuff like that. It's like this couldn't have happened in a different age, but it's happening now. Like,
yeah,
like if that whole situation would have run down in the 80s or 90s, a dude would have gotten like punched in the face. He probably would have gotten punched in the face at a different, if it wasn't the Seattle stadium, right?
Probably.
Not being so passive aggressive. If you had been in like, well, I guess Oakland doesn't have a team anymore.
No, but I heard things. I heard things becoming buck wild at Dodger Stadium. Like there's fights.
Really?
Yeah, that's like there's a certain sections there that apparently shit goes down, dude.
Yeah. Well, I always think like you always used to hear crazy stories from like 49ers games.
Yep.
Especially before they were at the new Levi's Stadium. There was like some people just getting like
murked
dry gulched and stuff. Yeah.
In the parking lot, either coming or going. There's just bodies.
Yeah.
It's like
I was going to guess maybe the Oakland, but no, the West Sacramento Athletics or whatever they are this year. They're not even. They don't even have a city for their team.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but like in Seattle, you can kind of get away with that shit. And like, I'm going to give you a bad Yelp review. This is probably the worst would happen. But yeah, there's like no consequences for some of this stuff. Like maybe some of those consequences were okay because it kept people in check. I'm not trying to like this into like it used to be better, but a little bit. Come on.
Well, you were talking about like open drug markets or whatever.
Yeah.
There was, I can't remember where I saw this, but they're one of these advocates for, homeless people and drug users and all that stuff. This guy was talking about, he's like, yeah, for most of my life, I was a drug user living on the streets, all this stuff. He's cleaned his act up now. And I want to say this guy was like in his late 50s or something. And he was talking about, he goes, I can't, he goes, this sounds weird, but back when I was doing it and the people I was doing it with, there were certain codes that we followed. And he said, you don't go in to the bathroom, like on the street, out in the open. You don't use
like
out in the
trying
open.
not to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah,
or
if there's
something.
kids around, you most definitely do not use the drugs. If there's kids around, he had all these codes. He rattled them off really quickly too, and it was like this was just unspoken. We all knew it. He said something to the effect of, we tried not to steal as best we could. He goes, obviously I was a junkie and I did it and always felt bad about it, but always tried to find ways not to do it. But he goes, now when I go and help, he's like, there's nothing. It's just pandemonium. He's like, there is no code amongst these people. And I'm like, that's horrible to say. I don't know. Like, obviously it's a terrible situation to be in to judge these people that way. But there does seem like through the years, there's always been sort of civilization. We've decided certain things that it used to be kind of unspoken, but anymore, man, it's every person for themselves. Who gives a shit about anyone else?
Yeah.
Wild. And goddamn, talking about white line nightmares from Mad Max or whatever, driving out there, I can't say it enough. It is, you're lucky you don't have to do much of that anymore because you're working from home now, and Anita works from home.
Yeah.
There is some shit driving now that I just can't even believe what people do, have the balls to do, and I don't see hardly anybody pulled over anymore. So it, like, fuck them all, big and small, I guess. Just get to where you're going because the cops aren't going to stop you. So fuck it. I don't know.
That's funny. I was bringing, I dropped my 9-year-old off in the morning. It's like it's a 1 mile round trip, half mile there, half mile back. But it's mostly uphill. It was if it's nice out, we'll try to walk. But if it's, like crappy out like this week, we'll drive. And, my streets are like like all the side streets around my house are like, they're mostly one way because cars are parked on either side, right? So if a car is coming, you do the thing, you pull off,
you gotta find a place
to go,
to,
and then you go. And 99 times out of 100, like it works out fine. And I was doing that. I was coming home just like yesterday or the day before, and there was a car coming towards me and I was going, so I pulled off to let him go by. The car behind me like went to pass me on like my street. Imagine my street and somebody's passing someone on like my street. Lord. It's like, it's a 1-lane street. I looked over and I was like, I think I didn't even mean to, like, it wasn't like I was intentionally doing it, but I was literally like, what the fuck?
You were just reacting.
Because I was like reacting. I was like, actually, no, seriously, what in the fuck, or what are you doing? And the woman saw me and then actually like braked and like didn't do it. And it was like, because I was still moving when she like went to pass me. I was like, I wasn't stopped. I was like driving down the street. It was like, this is wild. Like, who would pass on the street?
I'm telling you, man, they don't give a shit. And I know, driving stories are like dreams. Like people are like, I don't.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear them.
But I'm gonna do one more because you just reminded me of when you jarred one loose. When I go home, I take the express lanes, and at some point, right before I get to Northgate, where I have to get off, right before it joins back up to I-5 North.
Yeah.
It goes down to 2 lanes.
Yeah, it merges down. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's 3 because there's an HOV lane, and then there's the lane in the middle that merges back onto I-5, and then there's the lane on the right that you get off at, like the Northgate, used to be the Northgate Mall. And if you're in that right lane, there's a bunch of signs telling you this is a must exit lane. So if there's a bunch of traffic, the people in the middle lane are always backed up because they're merging back onto I-5. So some people will jump over into the right lane and speed past everybody and then try to get their way into the front of the line.
Yeah.
Right? Well, for me, it's kind of a push. If it's backed up, I'll just get off at the mall and just go to my house that way, right? I won't merge onto I-5 and then get off at the next exit. So when I see it backed up like that, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just stay in the right lane. But the scary thing is when it's backed up like that, you can't be going in the right lane at like 60 or 70 because you can't trust that someone's not just going to whip out in front of you.
Right.
And so I usually am pretty cautious when I'm driving in that lane because that lane's usually wide open. The other one's dead stopped. And I'm pretty cautious, like maybe doing like 50, 45, 50. Sure enough, one of the days I'm doing that, dude whips it out in front of me. I to the point where I locked my brakes up. Like, I don't.
If I had a soundboard right now, I'd play the Blazing Saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out, because you say you just whipped out.
It just whipped out in front of me. I lock it up. I'm like, Jesus Christ, almost like, lose control, whatever.
You almost deep trunked him.
Well, yes, yeah, I guess so. But he was gunning it, right? So it was more about me just kind of like, holy shit, like not trying to hit the barricade, the goddamn Jersey curb, as my old man would say. And then, of course, he takes it all the way to the front, and then he whips it back over and cuts somebody off. So he just was using that lane. So I drive up beside, and as I'm driving past him, he's got the double birds pointed at me. I didn't do anything. I didn't flip him off. I didn't honk when he did it. I didn't do anything. I just was like, kind of drove by looking at him like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And it was as if he knew. This guy, if he looks at me, I'm flipping him off for cutting me off. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Meanwhile, there's a podcast somewhere that this dude's like, dude, I just ate a bunch of Mr. Softy and had 4 IPAs, and I'm walking in the park trying to get some farts out. And this guy calls me a dumb fuck and double birds me. It's like, I can't help it, man. I just went to a Mariners game, had a huge tub of Mr. Softy.
Oh, fuck.
So why? I couldn't help it.
This asshole's just flipping me off. I got irritable bowel syndrome. I deal with it on a daily basis.
I wanted an IPA that was good. I got a little buzz on. I had 4 more. I needed to cool down. It was a hot day. Got some Mr. Softy.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's it. The other thing that's like dreams, by the way, I've
tattoos. Tattoos are like dreams.
Well,
sorry, people that got tattoos. I don't want to hear your story about your tattoo.
Yeah,
don't care where
definitely
it
not
comes
the story
from.
about that.
Yeah.
In the tech world, the thing that is like hearing a dream is how someone used ChatGPT or how somebody used Claude or something like, I used Claude, and then I told Claude this, and then they said this, so I did this in Claude. Like, I don't care. I don't need to see. Like, I don't want to hear this. This is like, it's like hearing. But people do it a lot. I don't know if they do it in your industry.
No,
maybe
for
there's
sure.
People listening to this that like they really are proud of the way they use ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. Like, well, then I changed the model from Sonnet to Opus, and it did this. Like, I don't care.
I've got a guy here who has 2 records full of AI songs that he's created, and every now and again he gets inspired, like. For instance, remember when Biden said, stand up, Chuck, to that guy who was in a wheelchair?
Oh, yeah.
Like, stand up, Chuck. God love you. Everyone's standing up for you, because he forgot that the guy's in a wheelchair. So he did a song, Stand Up, Chuck, and it's pretty great. So he's got a ton of that stuff, right? Like, so he's very proud of it. And I have to give it to him. Whenever he debuts one, they're really fucking funny. And he just, he gives him the topic, gives him gives it the style of music that he would like it to be in, the genre.
Yeah.
And then whatever that spits out, then he kind of tweaks it. And so basically it's it's not even a Weird Al thing, because Weird Al's taking an existing song, but you'll have like that's clearly Blink 182, but it's singing about diarrhea. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty damn good.
Huh.
And he's very proud of it.
Does he, like, on the stand-up Chuck, does he then, like, edit in the drop stand-up Chuck into it?
No, because it's usually the story of stand-up Chuck, right? So it'll talk about how, it'll do a buildup of, it's hard to explain, that the story of how that happened, and then finally, stand-up Chuck. Or no, I mean, he hasn't yet. Maybe I'll tell him to do that. Maybe.
I was like, that would be clever to like take that and then like chop it up and start editing like drops and things into it, right? Yeah,
but that's the only time I like to hear some AI. He's like, got a new song for you. I'm like, oh God.
Well, I don't mind seeing the output of it or the products of it. I think I had one person in my
process of how they got to where they got.
I don't want to hear all the prompts they did to get there. It's like, I don't need to go on that journey. I don't care. there was one person in my network that dropped it posted to socials like I can't believe this year I released an album. I was like, what? And I listened to it. I was like, oh, this is clearly AI. It's like, you didn't release an album. You just AI'd an album. And it was not stand-up Chuck worthy in my mind. I mean, it was probably great for some people, but it didn't hit the heights of a stand-up Chuck.
Yes. And I'm sorry for those who have tattoos and love to sit amongst other people with tattoos and talk about the meaning of this one and that one and when you got this one and this one begat that one and that one beheld this one. And someone said some shit. Lo and behold,
Lo and behold.
like if that's your kick, by all means enjoy. But
since now we're just riffing at the end here, this is like the after party kind of appendix to the show.
Just riffing. We didn't riff the entire fucking show.
Time. You just did a reference to Sling Blade, and when I'm at the Mariners game and Randy Arozarena does anything, I like to yell Randy, from Randy. You goddamn.
Me and Anita do the same thing. We do the same thing.
Like I'm the only one taking pleasure out of this, but I'll do it every time. Oh, Randy's up. Randy!
We don't need to fucking practice, Randy! You tuning son of a bitch.
Makes me happy every time. My kids have no, my wife doesn't know what I'm doing. The kids don't know what I'm doing. Nobody else is yelling Randy like that.
Of course
it's just
not.
me.
Of course
Let's go to a game together and yell Randy.
Sure.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Sounds great. Sounds great.
Invite all the
right,
listeners.
buddy.
Hey, all the listeners. Let's all go to a game together, and we'll sit in left field out there. And just yell Randy. From
Randy.
You think if you did that, he would be down there like, what? People were like, they were really mean tonight.
Yeah, why are they?
The fans were really like they hurt my feelings, guys.
They're just saying my names, but I don't know the way they're saying.
They said I was a tuning son of a bitch. What does that mean?
Oh God!
They told me I don't need to practice.
Oh, that's fun. That is. Yeah, me and Anita do that every time to Randy when he's up there. Good times. Good
yeah,
times.
if he wasn't on the team, it would be that would be upsetting.
By the way, I hope you don't mind I think it was the last show as well, because I know you don't listen, and that's fine. Who gives a shit?
I don't listen to my own show.
Well, I'm saying I know, but like when you're not here and me and Roden do something, I know you're not going to listen to that. But anyhow, someone sent an email asking about what our listenership is. By the way,
you probably have access to that better than I do.
Well, yeah,
anymore.
I do. Unfortunately, yeah. He said, "Yeah, I've been a long time listener. Just curious about how many people listen, and I get it if you don't want to say it or whatever, or make it public," is what he put. Listener Jimmy, and I went and looked at the numbers or whatever, and I said it on the last show, and Roden was kind of like, "Oh man, I can't believe you said that." I was like, "Why? Why not? Like, who cares?" So we're hovering about 450 downloads. At one point, I think we were up around 1,400 or something like that, right? So,
in our height, I think the absolute pinnacle, and this number's even sad. Like, and this was probably like at one point. But now we're really on a appendix and after party stuff. At one point, we were like I have a screenshot of it still. The top 25 comedy podcasts on iTunes.
Yes, I do remember that.
Which is wild to think about. Where podcast. I mean, that just tells you like how far podcasts have come and
how much is out there. And
we wouldn't even scratch that now, right? There just was so little. But I think at one point we were getting like 4,000 or 5,000 downloads per episode.
Okay, because I couldn't remember.
The height. Yeah,
I couldn't remember what. Because I know
it might have been more. I think I have screenshots of that too. Because I was trying to sort of. I did not keep record of it very well, but like now and then I'd be like, oh, that's a new high number, and I would like screenshot it. I don't know if I could go back and find the screenshots would be the problem.
And I remember the back end stuff that you were doing was like WordPress, whatever it was, and we got hacked.
Well, there wasn't like all this stuff, right? We were using like like Feed Burner, like Google had this service.
Whatever.
Like
all I know is like now it's super easy. Like
now it's like one click. But back then you actually had to kind of figure out how to publish this stuff. and get it into a format that iTunes would accept and get it like submitted and it was a little bit of it was more than one service. There was like a couple different services you had to stitch together. Yeah.
So we got another guy said he's one of 450. He calls himself Troglodyte 451. Who sent in an email?
That's pretty good.
Let us know he's been listening for a while. But yeah, I'm like, what do I got?
That's the temperature at which a troglodyte catches fire, right? Is that what
exactly.
that is? Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, what do I care at this point? Yeah, I'll show my ass. Here you go. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's you get out what you put in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
at our height, the riches we had at 4,000 or 5,000 downloads per episode, half of which were probably just misreported downloads.
Absolutely,
yes.
for sure. And I don't even know what this is, how accurate any of this is at this point either. So Anyway, well, you are all amongst the 451 listeners. So thank you for all these many years of joy and happiness, and we continue doing this. Thing. So
I think we all learned a lot.
Yeah, we sure did. Don't drink dairy and drink
and IPAs.
An IPA. What is
just
an IPA?
Don't drink IPAs. Don't just drink IPAs.
IPAs are hoppy? What are they? I forget. I don't.
Yeah, those are the really hoppy one. Yeah, you don't want those. Yeah. All right. Have a Modelo or something. They're much more delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
I humiliated you. Oh my God, I'm sorry.